We all work together at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill in the Lineberger Comprehensive Cancer Center. And what our day-to-day jobs involve is providing supportive care to individuals who have cancer and their family members and their loved ones as they go through the diagnosis and treatment of their cancer.
Although most of us consider cancer to be a disease of the elderly, in fact, 1 in 5 cancer patients are in active treatment are actually parenting dependent age or minor children in the home. And at any given time in the US, there are likely hundreds of thousands of cancer patients who are adults and have children in the home. If you ask most parents about what goes through their mind when they first get a cancer diagnosis, typically the very first thing that they think about is what's going to happen to my children.
One of the things that we do as a clinical team is we have a weekly meeting where we talk about the cases who are under our care in the hospital and how things are going.
Several of us in the group started talking about some of the women who we had treated, young mothers who had unfortunately passed away. And we got to talking about their husbands and what they must be going through. And it occurred to us that we should refer them to a support group for widowed fathers. I took on the task of looking for such a support group in our area, ended up looking nationally. And the more we looked, the less we found. And it soon became crystal clear to us that there was just a real dearth of resources out there for widowed parents. So we decided to start a support group ourselves for widowed fathers who had lost their wives or partners to cancer. And in doing so, we partnered with the men in that support group to the point that they helped us create a website. We also had a survey for the first ever study specifically for widowed fathers who had lost their wives or partners to cancer and were raising young children in the home.
Our research with widowed parents has really opened our eyes about what the experiences are like for solo parents who have lost a co-parent or spouse due to cancer. We've learned that the depression and grief levels are extraordinarily high and may stay high for years afterwards. That it does get better, but it takes much longer than I think we often give ourselves credit for. We've also learned that sometimes we parents, the surviving parents, prioritize their children over their own grief and coping. More than half of the bereaved fathers in our study reported that their wife did not have the chance to say goodbye to their children prior to her death. And at least half of them did not die in a location of where she wanted to die. And what all this informs us is how little we know about the needs of these families and how much work there is to be done to improve their experiences in their lives.
In designing our website, widowedparent.org, we had 2 very specific goals in mind. The first was we wanted to make sure that there were resources available to widowed parents wherever they are around the world, where they could learn things about how children grieve and what healthy and not healthy grieving looks like and how long it takes and what kind of help there is available to them. And the second thing we were hoping to accomplish is to learn from people's lived experience.
On the site, there's a survey that widowed parents, if they choose, can click on and complete that will help us learn about their experiences in ways that we can then better serve other widowed parents down the road.